Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 933rd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a battle I've got for you today. As you can see, this is fought on one of our new custom maps here. It's a pretty flat map. Just to show you there, you got the big open plains there that you can fight on. You've got the rock there if you want to fight around the rock. But basically, it's a flat map. A little bit of undulating ground. But as I say, you've got the big open plains to fight if you want to there. So yeah, it's as I say, it's nice to fight on custom map. I think it brings something even more of interest to the battle. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who's got his faction of choice, Greek cities. Now he's got just 10 Spartans, 5 archers and 3 cavalry there. Okay, that'd be a tried and tested Greek cities army there of Aurelius, and as I say, that is his faction of choice with 3 cavalry there. As I say, it's quite unusual these days to see a Greek cities army with a cavalry general. That's quite unusual to see there. Most people have got their general as a Spartan unit there, so quite unusual there, but that will be, as I say, a tried and tested army of Aurelius's. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Royer, and he has got 16 chosen swordsmen and 4 cavalry. Okay, 16 chosen swordsmen and 4 cavalry. You notice the upgrades on his infantry there, 7 upgrades, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his chosen swordsmen. Remember, those chosen swordsmen have got the same morale as urban cohorts, excellent morale. And there's his 4 cavalry. If you haven't seen barbarian and noble cavalry before, you can have a look at them there. I think probably he's got 7 upgrades on those if I remember correct. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7 upgrades. An experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry as well. But if you notice something with his Dacian army, no chosen archers. In fact, no archers at all. 16 chosen swordsmen and 4 cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Skema. Now Skema's got 15 pikes and 5 archers. Okay, 15 pikes, 5 archers. Quick look at the upgrades. Now, if you notice there, can you see he's got 8 upgrades on his Macedonian Royal Pikeman. Now remember, the 8 upgrades is the optimum upgrades for Royal Pikeman. For Macedonian Royal Pikeman, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack is the optimum upgrades. And as you can see, he's got those upgrades on his pikes there. And as I say there, if you look at the length of those pikes, I know we've talked about this before on loads of other battle videos, but the enemy's got to fight all the way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. Notice no companion cavalry. He's got no cavalry at all in that army. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got a very old Carthage army of 16 Sacred Band spearmen and 4 Balearic slingers. Make no mistake, that is an old army there. It'll be interesting to see how well it does. Okay, so a very diverse team. We've got Greek cities with Aurelius there. We've got Dacia with Royer 35. We've got Macedon with Skema, and Carthage with myself. So as I say, an extremely diverse team. And have you noticed anything at all? No Rome faction in our team at all. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Tabor. Now Tabor's got 12 infantry, 4 archers and 4 cavalry. And now he's got some very unusual upgrades on his infantry. Can you see some of his infantry has got gold shield, gold attack, which you would class as normal there. I think those 3 units at the front, gold shield, gold attack. Some of his infantry units there, let's see, have got 5 upgrades. That unit there has got 4 upgrades. So quite unusual. But then look at these units here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 upgrades in that one. Experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. But look at these. Is that 7 upgrades there or 8 upgrades there? Oh my gosh, I think those units there are all 8 upgrades. 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he certainly has got mixed upgrades on his infantry there. And because he spent most of his money on his infantry, I'm thinking his cavalry are probably just gold shield, gold attack. If you look at the you're on 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So very, very unusual upgrades there, mixed upgrades on his infantry, I would suggest. Be interested to see how that does. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman's got 13 pikes, 5 Aurelian mercenaries and a cavalry general. in his Thrace army there. Okay, so if you count the upgrades on that forward unit, can you see 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, but the rest of his pikes, count those up, 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, maximum upgraded pikemen there. Okay, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Just look at the length of those pikes. And here is a unit that you don't see very often, that you may never have seen before. And this is the Aurelian mercenaries. These are missile troops. They throw spears. To be honest with you, they're, from what I've seen in the past, they're not that effective. But they do throw spears, so they are going to cause some casualties there. So it's nice to see an unusual unit in an army. Then you've got the Bastarni there. If you notice, they're curved swords. Can you see those curved swords? More like scythes, aren't they, there, actually? So that's a Bastarni unit. And as I say, he's got a cavalry general there. You can see that. So there you go. No archers, though, at all. No archers there to cover his pikemen there from enemy archer fire. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Sultan Adnan, who's bought the Seleucid faction. Now he's got just 8 pikes, 6 cavalry and 6 archers. Okay, 8 pikes, 6 cavalry and 6 archers. Quick look at the upgrades of his archers. Remember, Seleucid archers are not that great. Now if you notice there, he's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, if you look at these Seleucid archers there, they've got mid-range, they wear no armor, so you know straight away their defense is going to be very poor. As I say, they're mid-range, but he's put 8 upgrades on, so he's going to get the best out of them that he can. Quick look at his pike upgrades there, and oh my gosh, just 6 upgrades. Gold shield, gold attack on his Seleucid pikes there. Now remember, the Seleucid morale's not very good, and most players would put at least 1 stripe on their pikes, to give them that extra experience and extra morale there. So for just gold shield, gold attack pikes, I would suggest maybe unusual. Please put your comments in, your thoughts in the comments, please. But look at his cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, fully upgraded cataphracts. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. I mean, that gives them, I think it's something like a 29 defense and a 13 attack, just off the top of my head there, if I remember that correctly. But remember, we do call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armored from head to toe and fully upgraded. Make no mistake, you could be looking at battle-winning troops there. But as I say, only gold shield, gold attack on the pikes, so spent his money on his cavalry there. Okay, and their last teammate is Brotherhood member Armenius, who's got the Parthian faction, and he's got 6 archers, 10 cavalry and 4 peasants. Okay, quick look at his archers there, and you'll see that he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his archers. Remember these Parthian foot archers there, they're only mid-range. You can see they wear no armor, so their defense is pretty poor as well, but he's got 6 of them there. And quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 8 upgrades on his cataphracts, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his Parthian cataphracts. Remember, Parthia, we allow 10 cavalry match because their infantry is so poor. Okay, but I think he's quite brave bringing Parthia. Have a look at the other team. Look, we've got anti-cavalry Greek cities, anti-cavalry Macedon, and we've got anti-cavalry Carthage. So to bring a cavalry army, a Parthian cavalry army against 3 factions that have got anti-cavalry spears and pikes, I think that's quite a brave decision. Be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Okay, at this stage of the battle, we're going to have a cavalry count, because the amount of cavalry in this battle could really be telling during the course of the battle. Okay, so our Greek cities ally there has got 1 cavalry unit. Okay, so that's 1. And our Dacian ally has got 4 cavalry units there. Okay, so it looks like we've got 5 cavalry so far. Okay, now remember Skema, our Macedonian ally, no cavalry. So he's got no cavalry. And my old Carthaginian army, I've got no cavalry either. So the sum total of cavalry in our team is 5. Okay, please remember that. So we've got 5 cavalry in our team. Now let's have a look at the other team here. So if I remember correctly, Tabor's got 4 cavalry. Okay, so he's got 4 cavalry there. And then Barclayman's got 1, so that's 5 cavalry so far. You can see Sultan there's got 6, so that's 11 cavalry so far. And Armenius has got 10, so they have got 21 cavalry units against our 5. Okay, 21 cavalry units against our 5. And during the course of the battle, this could become really telling, as we will see. Okay, yes, we've got anti-cavalry pikes and spears, but they have got 21 cavalry. Should be interesting to see. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see that the enemy there have advanced their Seleucid archers forward there to get into range of our troops. As I say, it's very, very early stage of the battle here. We've literally just pressed start. This is a nice move by Aurelius here, using one of his peasant units to chase the Seleucid archers away. And of course, while the Seleucid archers are running, they're not shooting into our troops, and we can pick them off with our own archers there. So that's a nice move by Aurelius, but you can see the Seleucid general there sending a cavalry unit in to chase that peasant unit away. Meanwhile, you'll see that Arminius here is moving his Parthian army around our flank here. Okay, now remember that Parthian army's got 10 really well upgraded cavalry there. It wouldn't surprise me if he was looking to try and smash into our archers there. Remember, we've only got 5 cavalry, so we haven't really got a counter cavalry units there against those Parthians there. Over here you'll see a Royer using his cavalry there to chase off the Thracian general cavalry unit there. And as I say, because there's so many pike and spear factions in this battle, to start off with, you'll notice it's a little bit slow running, a little bit laggy, as some people's computers find dealing with the big 121 man units a bit difficult. So yeah, it's a little bit laggy to start off with. But here you can see Arminius getting his cavalry in behind our team there. As I say, our archers there look a big target to him. Look, for his cavalry. He's going to charge them into our archers there, look, and bang as they smash in there. You can see the way that he's moved his cavalry around, and that's the target for him. We're going to try and take out our missile troops if he can, and you can see there now we need to counter-attack his cavalry there. So here you'll see that Royer with his Dacian army and Aurelius with his Greek cities army here will try and push those Parthian cavalry units away from our missile units there. That'd be a good move for them. Okay, and as I say, you can see we've got our archers and slingers there shooting into that Parthian cavalry, but the Parthian cavalry are so well armoured that they will suffer minimum damage from missile troops here. And you can see the enemy archers here, those Seleucid archers, make no mistake, will be shooting in to either our missile troops or into our Macedonian ally there. But to here, as I say, you can see that the Parthian cavalry are starting to move away from our allies' units there. And as I say, Aurelius and Royer here really doing a good job at chasing off those Parthian cavalry. But the other thing that I would look at tactically is Armenius here trying to pull our 2 allies away from myself and Skema. Just like your thoughts in the comments about that. Okay, now here you can see Aurelius's famous Spartan spear walls here. See how we've seen him in other battle videos here with his Spartan spear walls, and they are very effective at chasing off cavalry there, as you can see. Remember those they're anti-cavalry spearmen there, and you've got the Dacian army of Royer there assisting those Spartan spear walls there at driving Arminius back. But as I say, is Arminius deliberately trying to draw our allies away from myself and Skema? As I say, put your thoughts in the comments about that, because that would be maybe a smart tactical move there by Arminius to pull our allies away from Skema and myself. But as you can see there, both Royer here and Aurelius there doing a really good job at protecting our missile troops from the Parthian cavalry there. So really well done to them. But as I say, you can see Arminius really drawing them away there, as you can see. So anyway, nice combination of Royer and Aurelius's armies there, as I say, at keeping those Parthian units away from our missile troops here. But here you can see that myself and Skema are now facing 3 full armies: the Seleucid, the Thrace, and the Brutii there. Okay, so Armenius, if he is drawing away our 2 allies, has left, as I say, Skema and myself to face 3 full enemy armies here. Now remember that Sultan Adnan's Seleucid cataphracts there are fully upgraded. 3 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. They're already taking out some of our missile troops. As I say, because we're so, you know, cavalry depleted there, if you like. We've just got no cavalry at all. We've got no kind of cover here to try and cover our missile troops. We've got no you know, kind of cavalry there to counter their cavalry. And as I say, here you can see Royer 35 really going with his Dacian army against those Parthian cataphracts. See those Parthian cataphracts charging in there, bang, as they smash in there. But just to say, those chosen swordsmen with good upgrades on, you'd be surprised on how tough they are against even elite cavalry hits. Okay, there you can see that Parthian cavalry charging in there, and bang, as they smashed in there. But you can see those Dacian chosen swordsmen really holding their ground there. Okay, you can see that Parthian cavalry unit, which I think had 8 upgrades on, being routed by those chosen swordsmen. So make no mistake, chosen swordsmen can be very underestimated infantry, especially when cavalry, even elite cavalry, hits them. Here you can see that Royer's really killing a lot of the Parthian archers and peasant units there. So well done to Royer 35, and you can see Aurelius' Spartan spear walls moving forward as well, okay, towards the Parthian cavalry. But as I say, there's now a big gap between Aurelius, Royer, and Skema and myself. Can you see? It is like Arminius is trying to draw them away. Do you see what I mean? Look at the gap between our 2 allies that possibly are being drawn away by Arminius, okay, and Skema and myself, who, as I said earlier, are facing 3 full armies there. Okay, now just to say, my Carthage army here, my Macedonian army, and our Macedonian allies army there to face those three armies there. Now it wouldn't surprise me if Skema moved his Macedonian army back here to avoid the big pilot strike that the Brutii general wants to throw into him. There you are. You see a Skema moving his Macedonians back there, trying to avoid the big pilot hit that Tabor was going to do there with his Brutii infantry. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So my Carthage army, Carthage doesn't do really good against Rome, really, to be honest with you. They're not that effective against Rome, I don't think. But my Macedonian ally there, because he's got big 121-man units, he can soak up the pilers more than my 81-man units can. So it's best for Macedon, and Macedon does better against Rome than Carthage. So I think it's best for Skema to face the green Brutii there. And my Carthage army, I'm going to try and take on the Seleucids and Thrace, just to give you a heads up on that. Okay, we know Carthage punches above its weight when it comes to the big 121-man units. And that's what I'm going to do. So if Skema faces the green Brutii, my Carthaginian army, as I say, 16 units of Sacred Band Spearmen, I'm going to put up against the Seleucids and the Thrace pikes there. Okay, you can see those Seleucid cataphracts there attacking our missile troops again. As I say, remember, King Adnan's Seleucid cataphracts are fully upgraded. 3 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And look at them attacking our missile troops there. You can see here Skema moving his pikes back there to counter that cavalry. You can see the Seleucid cavalry going in there again like a bang as they smash into Skema's archers there. As I say, the enemy team, remember, have got 21 cavalry units against our 5. Okay, so that's a big cavalry advantage. And as I say, you can see Royer here and Aurelius really chasing off those Parthian cavalry there. You can see that. But if the only trouble with those Spartan walls is if cavalry gets in behind those thin Spartan walls, they can be smashed from the rear, from the flank, and they can be routed. So Royer and Aurelius need to watch that. But as I say, just look at the massive gap between Royer and Aurelius and myself and Skema. Okay, they've really divided our army there. And as I say, I don't know whether Armenius is deliberately drawing them away from our from Skema and myself, so that his 3 allies can attack our 2 armies. I'm not sure. Please leave your thoughts in the comments about that. And as I say, here you can see those fully upgraded Seleucid cataphracts there smashing in to our missile troops there. So we need to be very, very aware of all this cavalry that's around the battlefield here. They can strike us from any direction. Right, if you notice here, can you see that Royer is now bringing his Dacian army back over towards Skema and myself. Looked like Armenius was going to hit him with cavalry there. And you can see there that Royer's, as I say, decided to bring his Dacian army back over to Skema and myself there. But so you can see a lot of enemy cavalry all over the battlefield here. But here, as I say, those Spartan spear walls are great unless the enemy cavalry get in behind. And then, as I say, they can hit you from the flank, from the rear, and you can rout. You can see one of Aurelius's Spartan units has been routed. You can see he's hit another one there. So, as I say, the massive cavalry advantage that the enemy team have got could well start to tell now. With all these, you can just, if you just at a glance around the battlefield here, you can just see all the enemy cavalry running round. And as I say here, a lot of our missile troops have been targeted by the enemy cavalry there, and we have lost a lot of our missile troops there. A lot of our archers. I've lost a lot of my slingers as well. They're due to the enemy cavalry. There you can see those cataphracts going in to our Dacian allies' cavalry there. Like, bang, as they smash in there. But the chosen swordsman of Dacia is starting to get involved now. So the Seleucid general, I think tactically here, is going to move his cavalry away from the combined chosen swordsman and cavalry hit that he is just about to receive there. So good tactical move there to move his cavalry away. You can see there he's moving them towards his Parthian ally there. And there you are, you can see a Royer here being very, very, very aggressive with his Dacian army here. Look at that cavalry smashing in there. Look. If the cavalry comes in behind those Dacian troops will rout. Get ready for that cavalry hit going in there. And bang! As he smashes in there. Oh my gosh, what a massive cavalry hit there. There's a sandwich attack there. And all those Dacian units are caught in the middle of that sandwich are all routed. Nice hit there by the Seleucid and Parthian general there. You can see Aurelius bringing his Spartans over towards the fray as well, but that was a nice hit by the enemy cavalry. Here you can see Tabor bringing his Bruttii troops around the flank of our spear and pike factions there. But as I say, I'm looking to take my Carthaginians over to take on the Seleucids and the Thrace army there. As I say, more cavalry units of Armenius there, ready to possibly charge into the flank of our engaged troops. But as I say, nice move there by Tabor, bringing his Bruttii infantry around the flank. Now, he may well take his infantry over towards his Parthian ally there, so that he can assist in maybe a cavalry and infantry hit on our Dacian and Greek cities ally. That could be a possibility of what they're thinking there. But at the moment, you can see Royer and Aurelius still chasing the enemy cavalry away. And as I say, Tabor has brought his Bruttii infantry round behind Skema and myself now. But Aurelius' Spartans are going in there as well. So as I say, Royer and Aurelius worked really well together, I think. Okay, so can you see that Barclayman has now brought his Thracian army forward? So I am now going to go through my Macedonian ally, and I am now going to attack those Thracian pikes. Okay, now you can see the Seleucid general here has split his pike army here. He's got 4 pikes this side, I think 4 or 5 pikes this side, and 3 pikes on the other flank there. Okay, if you notice there, you'll see that. Now I'm aware of those Seleucid pikes, So I will turn units to face those if necessary, but the bulk of my Carthaginians are going to go in to attack the Thracian pikes. Okay, so there, just look at the length of those Thracian pikes there. Okay, if you just make a mental note of the length of the Thracian pikes, and look how short my Carthaginian spears are. But the specifications of Carthage makes them able to punch above their weight when it comes to these big 121 man pike units. Okay, so as I say, I'm going to go for the Thracians there. You can see, as I say, the Seleucid general's got 3 of his pike units this side, and he's got 5 pike units the other side there to attack. And as I say here, you can see that Tabor's got his green Brutii infantry round here to engage the Greek cities and Dacian army there, but the enemy there have still got loads of cavalry units left that they could get in behind our Dacian ally there to smash into the back of them, possibly. Okay, so here, as I say, my Carthaginians, I'm going to charge into those Thracian pikemen, but here those Aurelian mercenaries with their spear throwing abilities there could well start throwing spears into the flank of my engaged Carthaginians, so we need to watch out for that. But as I say, here you can see my 16 Sacred Band Carthaginian units there moving in towards the Thracian pikemen there. Make no mistake, I'm going to be very, very aggressive with my Carthaginians here. I'm not just going to stand back and be defensive. As a lot of you know that fight in the battles that I'm in, when I bring Carthage, I'm always aggressive with them. And you can see there that my Carthaginians are fighting down the length of those Thracian pikes there to kill the man on the other end. Just look how my Carthaginians are making inroads into those Thracian pike units there. And as we said, the Aurelian mercenaries here are throwing their spears into the flank of my fighting Carthaginians. Okay, there you see them. See how they're throwing. See those spears they're throwing there. You can see them, some in midair. These guys are just going to throw their spears into the flank of my engaged Carthaginians there. So make no mistake, they will be costing me casualties there with those spears going into the flank. Okay, so those Aurelian mercenaries, they can be quite useful, as I say, because they are missile troops. Okay, so as I say, you can see my Carthaginians really pushing in to those Thracians. It wouldn't surprise me if the Thracian general decided to pull his units back there, because he can see that my Carthaginians are really making inroads into his units there. As I say, you can see these mercenaries here, these Aurelian mercenaries throwing those spears into the flanks of my Carthaginians. Okay, so let's just pause the game here. Can you see that our team is kind of adopting a defensive battle formation there? My Macedonian ally there, our Greek cities ally, and our Dacian ally there are kind of forming a defense formation there against the enemy troops. Okay, and I'm the only one that's attacking at the moment. As I say, my allies looking to form up defensive formation against the all that enemy cavalry that is surrounding us. But as I say, you can see my Carthaginian advancing into those Thracian pikes. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if the Thracian general decided to pull his pike units back out the way there, because he can see a lot of them are being destroyed by my Carthaginians. Okay, so as I say, watch out for the Thracian general withdrawing those Thracian units he's got left. There you are. Can you see? He's upped pikes, and he is now moving back away from my Carthaginians there. He's lost a heck of a lot of his units already, but he's decided to pull those units back, which I think is quite a good tactical move, really. There's another couple of Thracian pikes coming in on my flank. I'm going to turn that group of Carthaginians there to fight them. You can see there's some enemy Brutii Roman infantry coming in there as well. I'm going to keep that group of Carthaginians there ready to counter these Thracians if they decide to move forward there. But as I say, if you look at the general battlefield here, you'll see that our team has adopted a defensive battle formation there. I'm just wondering what the Thracian general is going to do with the 4 pike units he's got left there. Meanwhile, over here you can see Aurelius has set up his Spartans there to defend that part of the defensive battle line there. And as I say, at the moment, it's only my Carthaginians that are actually fighting. The only thing that is actually being aggressive at the moment. The rest of our team, as I say, is gone into defensive mode at the moment, which I think is quite a good tactical move, bearing in mind the enemy have still got a lot of cavalry around the battlefield there, which they can move around very tactically. As I say, I've got my small group of Carthaginians there, ready to move in on those Thracian troops if they get close to me there. As I say, over here I can see some of those Seleucid Sacred Band units making its way towards that part of our battle line there. You've got green Brutii infantry attacking that defensive part of our defensive box there, if you like. There you can see those green Brutii Roman troops fighting their way down the Macedonian pikes, trying to kill the Macedonian pikemen there. You can see that Royer's moved some of his Dacian troops back. They're ready to move into the breach if needed. But there you are, you can see, as I say, our team is now in defense mode there. I'm now going to move my one group of Carthaginians there. I'm going to move out towards those Thracian pikemen there, I think. And there's, don't forget, these Brutii archers have been shooting into us mercilessly all the way through the battle here, okay? And if he's been targeting our units well, like shooting into the flank and into the rear of our units there, he's going to have caused us a lot of casualties with those archers. Okay, can you see those 3 Seleucid pike units there backing up their green Brutii Roman troops there in attacking that part of our battle formation there? Okay, now if you notice, there's a lot of enemy cavalry around that part of our battle formation as well. As I say, you can see the green Brutii Roman troops, now the Seleucid pikes, but there's a lot, as I say, a lot of enemy cavalry that may be looking to try and smash into our troops there, and hopefully try and rout our troops with a shock of all those cavalry units smashing in there. We need to watch that part of our battle line, because all those cataphracts that you can see there, don't forget, they've got a 9 charge bonus, and they're all, I think, basically fully upgraded, so that could be a real problem for us here. But as I say, here you can see I'm moving that one group of Carthaginians back into the battle formation there, our defensive formation there, but you can also see that my Carthaginians are fighting that one Thracian unit. But as I say, this particular part of our battle line here, of our battle formation, is starting to look a little bit troubling, just at the way that the enemy are really trying to, looks to me, try and break through that part of our battle formation there. As here you can see, I'm moving my Carthaginian army out to take on those Thracian pikemen there. Okay, you can see I'm moving out. I want to be aggressive with my Carthaginians. Just sitting back in defense is not something that I like doing, my Carthaginians here. You can see those Seleucid pikes moving forward onto our Macedonian ally. And let's say the green Brutii archers have been shooting into us, as I said, mercilessly all the way through the battle here, causing us a lot of casualties there. But there you are, you can see my Carthaginians being very, very aggressive there as I move forward to take on those Thracian pikes. Okay, but as I say, there's that one part of our battle formation that is worrying me a little bit, and we just have to see what happens there. But here you can see King Adnan moving his Seleucid pikes into our Macedonian ally. Remember though that Macedon, if I remember correctly, their pikemen have got 3 more defense points on those units than what the Seleucids have. So my guess is that our Macedonian ally will be able to hold there. If you notice, a Seleucid general has split his fully upgraded cataphracts. He's got 3 on one side and 3 on the other of that particular part of our battle formation here. And you can see the Parthian cavalry is also there as well. You can see a lot of enemy infantry attacking that part of our battle formation there. Here you can see my Carthaginians. There you can see the bulk of my Carthaginians are attacking the Thracian pikes. I've got a couple of units there spare that I'll be using just in case the Thracians try to come around the flank of my engaged units there, keeping my general at the back there so that he can still give general morale bonus to my troops as they're fighting. But as I say, this particular part of our defensive battle formation there looks like the place that the enemy are going to strike. Now make no mistake, this could be the make or break of the battle, because if they get a mass rout going there, then that could, as I say, cause a mass rout right the way through our troops at that particular part of the battlefield there. Okay, and as I say, it looks to me like there's a lot of enemy cavalry locked and loaded there. The enemy archers are shooting fire arrows into the rear of our troops at that particular part of the battlefield. Uh-oh, here comes the Seleucid cataphracts. Get ready for this. The first lot goes in, and bang! The second lot goes in, and bang! What the Seleucid general there is hoping that the charge bonus and the shock of the cavalry hitting our troops will cause a mass rout. But our troops are still holding. You can see Royer here throwing in emergency reinforcements to that particular part of the battle line. Now, what I'm surprised at here is that the Parthian ally here, he's got well-numbered cavalry there to smash in there as well. Can you see? I'd have thought that those Parthian cavalry would have charged in with their allies there to, you know, to add even more impact to their charge there. Over here, as I say, my Carthaginians there still fighting the Thracians. But as I say, those Parthian cataphracts, I'm surprised they haven't charged in to add their weight to the attack there, to the shock that would have come in there, and it could have caused a mass rout. But those Parthian cavalry there are just kind of sat at the moment, not charging in at all. I thought that could have been a well-coordinated hit there. And as I say, the green Brutii archers there shooting fire arrows. Remember, those fire arrows don't just cause casualties, they lower the morale of enemy troops. So all those fire arrows coming on to the rear of our troops, plus the massive cavalry attack that came in on them, if those Parthian cavalry had attacked at all, as I say, the possibility of causing a mass rout could have been quite big there. But as I say, the Parthian cavalry, as you could see, didn't participate in charging in there. And so now all those fully upgraded Seleucid cataphracts have now been taken out. And I'm not sure what Armenius is going to do with his cavalry now, but I'm not sure if he knew what, you know, that the Seleucid general was going to charge in, but that could have been a massive, well-coordinated attack there. With those fire arrows coming in on the rear of our engaged troops, could have possibly caused a mass rout. But as I say, it wasn't, as you could see, a well-coordinated attack there by the enemy. So that was quite unusual, I would suggest there. So our troops did well to hold there. And you can see that we've got reinforcements in there. Say we're charged in some emergency reinforcements. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there you are. Armenius has just admitted defeat. And as you can see, he's got loads of, you know, I think were they fully upgraded cataphracts? He got loads of them left, but he's just decided that I presume that he decided the team can't win now, so he's just admitted defeat there, and all his units will now leave the battlefield there. But he had quite a few cavalry left there that you know, moving around the battlefield could have done quite a lot of damage maybe, but as I say, he decided that the battle was lost there and just admitted defeat. So with him gone now, look, we can start moving. All that cavalry of his have now gone. We can start moving our troops around the battlefield a lot more freely now, not being worried about cavalry attacks, if you see what I mean. So now all that Parthian cavalry is gone, that we can just move around the battlefield as we like. There's the Thrace general charging in there into those Dacian infantry. But at this stage of the battle, it certainly does look that our team has gone on to win the battle here. There you are. You can see our Dacian ally bringing his infantry out of the defensive formation now, because there's no fear of Parthian cavalry anymore. And as I say here, you can see there There's a cavalry units hit my Carthage troops there. They charged in there with a massive bang. But you can see now that I'm turning my Carthaginians there to face those cavalry. I think actually those Brutio cavalry have held quite well, bearing in mind they just hit anti-cavalry spearmen there. And I've turned the spearmen on to them, and you can see that those two units have now been routed. And here you can see that Barclayman has taken his Aurelian mercenaries over to join his Brutii allies, couple of units there. And it looks like Barclayman's going to charge those Aurelian mercenaries into hand-to-hand fighting. Bang! As they charge in there. As I say, those of you that might not have seen Aurelian mercenaries before, there you are, you can see once they've thrown all their spears, they then become light infantry. And you can see there that Barclayman's just going to charge them in there. He's not just going to admit defeat, he's going to fight, looks to me like, to the last man. As I say, you can see there's Tabor's Brutii infantry fighting in there as well. But they're coming up against Spartans and Macedonians there, and you can see Royer charging his Dacian chosen swordsman in there as well. So make no mistake, those Thracian light infantry will start to rout pretty soon. You can see a couple of their units are already starting to rout. I see Royer's general there. Can you see Royer's Brutii general there? Probably giving a little bit of morale to those Thracian mercenaries there. But now they've all been routed. And as I say, it looks like our team has gone on to win the battle there. As I say, it's quite a spread out battle, because if you remember, it was Aurelius and Royer that were attacking these cataphracts. If you notice, can you see all those cataphracts dead there with none of our troops dead around them at all? So those cataphracts were killed without causing any casualties to our troops. There, where you can see some more dead cavalry over there. And as you look around the battlefield, as I say, there seems to be dead scattered all over the battlefield. I think that's where the Parthian archers and peasants were killed by, I think, Royer's cavalry. I think that was his Dacian cavalry there. You can see a line of Parthian dead there. As I say, peasants and archers killed by Royer's Dacian cavalry. And as we get over here, this is kind of like where the most intense fighting was. That's where those Seleucid cataphracts tried to break our battle line there, as they smashed in there, those fully upgraded cataphracts. They did a lot of damage there as well. As we move over here, you can see, as I say, it looks like there's a lot of long grass here, because you can't see the bodies that clearly. If you zoom in, you can see they're laying in the long grass there. But you can see how intense the fighting was. And over here, you can see a lot of dead Brutii cavalry there. And as we look here, you can see a lot of Thracian dead there. You can see that, a lot of Thracian dead there by the colours of their armour, of their uniforms there. But as I say, quite a spread out battle there, with of course the most intense part there around that defensive formation that we actually set up. So as I say, at the beginning of this battle, the enemy had 21 elite cavalry units against our 5. So they did have a massive cavalry advantage, but of course we had Macedon, Carthage and Greek cities, where of course were all anti-cavalry units there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. You can see it was an average victory there. So I suppose it's not too bad. I thought it might be around about average. Highest kills in the game unusually goes to one team member in the losing team there. 1,708 for Sultan Adnan there. Very good. And as I say, unusual to get the highest kills in the losing team. Well done to Armenius with Parthia. He'll be disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills with his Parthian army. Well done to Barclayman. He'll be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills as well. But I thought he played well with Thrace. And well done to Tabor. Got some good kills there, look, with that Brutii army of his. So really well played, guys. Got some good kills there. My kills, my old Carthaginian army, yeah, not too bad. Quite pleased with that. I think that's quite good kills there. So that was good. Well done to Skema with his Macedonian army. Got some really good kills there with Macedon. So well done to him. Well done to Royer with his Dacian army. Look at the kills that he got with Dacia. Really well done there, and well done to Aurelius there. He might be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but he did well at holding the cavalry. I thought Royer and Aurelius did well against the Parthian cavalry there, to keeping them away from our missile troops, so well done to them. So, and what about faction advantage? Do you think either team had faction advantage? They got Parthia, Seleucid, Thrace and Rome. They're a quite powerful combination. We had Carthage, Macedon, Dacia and Greek cities. So please leave your thoughts in the comments about who you thought might have faction advantage. And it's always nice to read what you think about our battles as well. So please put your thoughts into the comments, because it's always nice to see that. And I just hope you enjoyed this very unusual battle there. As I say, they had 21 cavalry units. I thought they would win easily.